Welcome to Sissygram Stories channel. How are you all? I know you like my voice, and my voice makes you more soft and relax. Hit the like button and subscribe button if you like my voice, and my voice makes you feel more girly by reading this kind of stories. Okay, good. Now let's start this story. One evening at home, I was browsing the internet for ebooks and interesting text files to download. I often needed something to pass the time during business trips, as hotel internet access here in the United States of America can cost a small fortune. So, downloading free content had become a part of my cost-saving efforts. Most of the ebook sites I came across were charging fees, so I adjusted my search to include the word free. Suddenly, I had access to hundreds of sites offering free downloads. I started at the top, casually clicking links, and soon found myself on a site with a list of files available for download. Not paying much attention to the details, I clicked on one title and began to read. It seemed to be a story about a maid, and since the writing was competent enough, I decided to download it, along with a couple of other files. Just as I was about to search for more, the phone rang. By the time I finished the call with a business colleague about the next day's trip, it was too late to continue browsing. The next evening, alone in yet another hotel room, I didn't feel like spending the night in the hotel bar, listening to salesmen boast about their unique selling skills. So, I opened my laptop and started going through the ebooks I'd downloaded. After reading one about gardening, I opened the maid story. Recognizing the opening lines, I started to read, only to be surprised by what I found. What I had imagined to be a historical tale of middle-class families with servants turned out to be something very different. A story about a man forced to dress in a maid's uniform by his dominant wife. A bit shocked, I closed the file and ordered coffee and supper from room service. After a shower, just as my food arrived, I found myself curious about the story again. Unable to resist, I opened the file once more and settled in to read. I was soon immersed in a world I hadn't known existed. Having grown up in a strict Christian family, I'd never been exposed to anything like this. Fascinated, I read quickly at first, then went back through the story more slowly, absorbing each detail. Much to my surprise, and I'll admit, a bit of embarrassment, I felt myself becoming aroused. The second story I downloaded was about a man dressing in women's clothing. As he described slipping into the underwear, I found myself reacting again, unexpectedly. Sleep that night was restless. My mind kept wandering back to the stories, playing them over and over even as I tried to rest. Back home, I couldn't shake those stories from my mind. Alone, I would browse the internet for hours, reading more and more. I revisited one particular story multiple times, finding it more enthralling each time. Slowly, I realized that I wanted to experience what it felt like to wear lingerie myself. One evening, while my wife Alina was out at a charity event, I found myself alone at home with the perfect opportunity to explore my curiosity. After I saw her car pull away, I poured myself a glass of wine and went upstairs to our bedroom. For the first time, I opened the drawer where Alina kept her underwear. But as I looked at the array of silky, lacy garments, I lost my nerve and quickly shut the drawer. I finished my wine, took a shower, put on my bathrobe, and went back downstairs, pouring another glass and returning to my computer to read more cross-dressing stories. With so many men sharing their experiences, I convinced myself there was no harm in it. Before long, I found myself back in the bedroom with Alina's lingerie drawer open before me. Alina is very particular about her things, and her underwear drawer was no exception. Each bra and pair of briefs was carefully paired. I selected a pink bra and matching briefs, and opening my bathrobe, I stepped into the silky briefs. The material felt wonderfully soft, completely unlike my usual cotton boxers. But as I realized, the thin fabric wasn't quite strong enough to contain me, and I ended up pushing the briefs down as I adjusted myself. Curious, I put the pink set back and continued looking. I realized that what I was searching for wasn't in this drawer, so I moved to the next one. There, I found Alina's Miracle Workers, as she called them, a collection of shapewear and control garments. My hands drifted over the items until I picked up a pink satin panty girdle and a matching bra. I don't know why, but the color seemed important to me. The girdle was made of a shiny satin material with elastic inserts. I stepped into it, pulling it up slowly, feeling its tightness and strength as it held me securely. Unlike the delicate briefs, this girdle kept me in place, providing a tight, comforting fit. I looked in the mirror and understood why Alina called them miracle workers. My waist appeared slimmer, erasing any signs of middle age spread. I slipped off my bathrobe and picked up the matching bra, sliding my arms through the straps. The straps were too short, so I adjusted them, making a mental note of the original position so I could return them later. Once fastened, the bra cups pressed gently against my chest, shaping it slightly, just as the girdle shaped my waist. Together, they felt unexpectedly comfortable. Putting my bathrobe back on, I headed downstairs. As I moved, I noticed the way the robe slid across the satin material, and I found the sensation oddly pleasant. I poured myself a few more glasses of wine while reading that story again, the one that had inspired my experiment. Before I knew it, it was late, and Alina would be home soon. I realized I'd have to remove the lingerie and return everything to the drawer. Back upstairs, I removed the bathrobe and sat on the edge of the bed. The cool white cotton sheets brushed against my girdle, and as I lay back, I felt an intense satisfaction from the gentle pressure of the fabric. Sliding under the duvet, I moved slightly from side to side, enjoying the way the satin glided against the sheets. I looked at the clock at 10:15 p.m. Just 5 more minutes, I thought, then I'll put everything back. But as I lay there, my mind wandered, and I found myself promising never to do this again. Just as I was about to drift off, there was a sudden sound at the bedroom door. "Are you awake?" I heard Alina whisper. My eyes shot open, and I glanced at the clock. It was 11:05 p.m. My heart raced, thumping so loudly I was sure she could hear it. How would I explain this if she noticed? I lay still, praying she wouldn't realize what I was wearing. I could hear her moving around, the soft rustle of clothes as she undressed, the hiss of her zipper, the click of her bra unclasping. I felt the bed shift as she got in beside me. I was lying with my back to her, desperately hoping she'd fall asleep quickly so I could sneak out, remove the lingerie, and return everything to normal. After about half an hour, I thought it was safe. Slowly, I started to move, ready to slip out of bed. But then I felt Alina shift behind me, her back pressing lightly against mine. She moved again, and my heart skipped a beat. But she lay still, so I decided to wait another 5 minutes to be sure she was asleep. Just then, I felt her body tense. She turned over, her hand sliding across my hip as she snuggled into my back. Her fingers drifted over the silky material of the girdle, moving up to the seam at the waist. Her breathing changed, and she continued exploring, sliding her hand up to the bottom of the bra. I heard a tiny gasp as she touched the unfamiliar garment, as if double-checking to confirm what she was feeling was real. "Alex, are you awake?" she whispered. "Okay, so story ends here now. I want you to write in comment section. What will you do if you were in that character, and what should be the next part of this story? Don't forget to subscribe this channel for daily updates of Sissygram stories. I will get back to you with new story content soon. Take care. Bye.